How do police officers know how to treat vulnerable people in the local community? Well, Dorset Police send their new recruits on student placements with local organisations like Bridge Corner House. It's got 15 beds for homeless people, including those recovering from drug or alcohol problems. Sian here has already completed a university degree in criminal justice studies with criminology, but is now learning firsthand how easy it is to become part of a vulnerable group.
Hello, Sian. All right? Nice to meet you.
I knew that with homeless people, they could come from anywhere. Like, the majority is relationship breakdowns. So, well, one thing I did learn is that a lot of men just don't get anything. Like, the women will take the kids or just leave them with nothing when they divorce.
Debbie took her placement at Over the Rainbow, an organisation that provides advice, support and information for the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community. It's mainly staffed by NHS nurses who provide medical services, and they soon get Debbie joining in, bagging up sexual health packs. But much of the work is in supporting people dealing with difficult issues.
I've always sort of realised that it would be really difficult to come out to your friends and family, but on the session today that we did with the group, a lady had an example of where she'd met a lady that had similar interests, gone to the opera and they were friends, but she didn't know how to approach telling this lady that she was a lesbian. So I hadn't really thought how difficult it would always be by being gay or being lesbian. So that's what I learnt today.
Once the trainee officers have undertaken their placements, they present to their classmates and tutors to pass on what they've learnt. Each student realises that their placements were chosen to ensure they experience something new and challenging.
If I was honest, I was petrified. It was the one community placement that I'd heard about that I was most nervous about. And I had all sorts of preconceptions going through my mind prior to driving up there or whatever. And when I did get there, it was totally different. It was very calm, it's a very organised and well-structured organisation. And although you've got people that have got, as I had perceptions, then they have massive perceptions of the police, not all of it positive.
If we were to come across someone with learning needs in the street that was distressed, if we were to come up to them and they were to do this gesture with a hand, it actually means that they need help. Now, I wouldn't have known that 2 weeks ago, and if anything, that could have come across as being almost an aggressive gesture. But in actual fact, it was the complete opposite. There was lots of other things, but that was the one thing that sort of stood out as something which would be useful to me and to other police officers.
We've actually had some students actually break down in tears because it's been such an emotive event for them.
Police officers have to understand the communities that they work with, but to identify with another person's point of view, you need to experience it firsthand. With the student placement scheme, Dorset police officers enter their local communities already aware of the diversity that they will encounter. It's thanks to those who offer these placements that generations of police officers will leave the classroom with a better understanding of the people they serve. Adrian Butterworth, Dorset Police, Bournemouth.